Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? This is Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva, you guys, and I'm so excited to go live. Those of you who don't know, I just had a baby, so he's still a newborn and he's asleep right now. And so I had a message that I wanted to share, and I wanted to get off my chest, and I think is needed. So I wanted to hop on here and I wanted to share with you all. So I won't be too long. All right, those of you who don't know me, I am Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva. My clients call me that because I love to show women how to discover, invest, value, and appreciate their lives and businesses. Okay, and specifically, I show new online coaches how to create sustainable online coaching businesses, teaching people what they know. So I show you how to teach, impact, and get paid. So tonight, this is actually about personal development and helping you to grow stronger mentally. Because even if you want to become an entrepreneur, what I've come to realize about a lot of things, you guys, is that if you're not strong mentally, you will not be successful. If you are not strong mentally, you will not be successful. I don't care how many systems you have, right? I don't care. Hey, someone says, hey there, Shalina, night owls, right? I don't care how many systems you have in place. I don't care what your marketing budget is. I don't care who you know. If you're not strong mentally, you will not be successful, right? If you're an entrepreneur, but if you're just a regular person, like Shalina, I work a 9 to 5, I'm just a regular, you're not an entrepreneur. This is for you too, because if you're not strong mentally, especially in today's climate, you won't fare well either. And so over the years, you guys, I've been through the ringer in terms of like my mental health and in terms of really becoming mentally stronger. And I realized that God allowed me to go through a lot of the things that I went through so that I could become mentally stronger, emotionally intelligent, and as a result, spiritually stronger too, right? These things build my faith. So some of the things that other people may stumble with, I may breeze by now, but a couple years ago, honey, those things just used to mess me up every single time. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. And I want to share because I want to help people. And what really prompted me in my stories today, I talked a little bit about this and I gave a little bit of advice. But what really prompted me is my news feed. Okay. I see a lot of people in my news feed, and it's the same, because, with the baby, sometimes I'm up really late at night, and so I'm scrolling. I can always tell whose post is whose without even reading the names. It's like, oh, I'm stressed out. Oh, I'm going through this change. Oh, I'm going through that change. And it's like, I know we all lose people in our lives die, but they're always posting death. They're always posting that stuff. And I just look back and I'm like, wow, like they're going to continue to keep posting stuff like that because that's what you don't want. You don't want to kind of think of it this way, but what you glorify, you magnify. That came to me early. What you glorify is what you magnify. And then you think about it, right? Because they're like, I think I've posted a few people in my life who are very meaningful to me, and they may have passed away. And like they had to have a lot of impact for me to post that, because when you post like, oh, I lost this person or this person passed away, do you ever notice how many people comment, I'm sorry for your loss? And how many people like really feed into that, right? Have you noticed that if someone says, oh, this person died, this person passed away, a lot of people feed into those kinds of posts. So before I post something that I know will bring about a certain energy, I say, Shalina, do you really want that energy? Because I'm someone, when I post, like I get a lot of feedback on my posts. And I'm like, do you want to get pings all day? Do you want to get comments all day on that constantly reminds you? And a lot of times I'm like, no. So y'all, it's a lot of stuff I refuse to post about and I refuse to comment on. It doesn't mean that I'm not aware of it. I'm very aware of a lot of things, but I don't want the energy. For example, with the 1 year anniversary of George Floyd, I did not speak on that because I didn't want that energy. My 12-and-a-half-year-old autistic son, Casey, is on the autism spectrum. In his class for 1 week ad nauseum, like the teacher just went in on this George Floyd trial. And with autistic children, sometimes the information gets caught on a loop. So when Casey came to me, he's like, "Oh, mom, George Floyd and Derek Chauvin and Thomas Lane, and he knows all the cops. He knows everything that happened." And it was just too much for me, right? And then it's like I have two black sons. It just was too much. And it was like very traumatic. I did watch the George Floyd trial because I like the lawyering. I like that different stuff. But it was very traumatic, though, seeing that man die over and over and over again. So that's why I didn't discuss the George Floyd trial, because I didn't want that energy. And then the Tulsa riots, right? Hey, Charlotte, I didn't want to discuss the Tulsa riots, right? Hey, Charlotte, I didn't want to discuss that because that's very traumatic. And I'm like, it's been 100 years. Why don't these people have reparations? If you're not, Biden, if you're not going to Tulsa with a bag of reparations, I don't want to hear it. And that was just that, right? So that's why I haven't talked about certain things. But if you have noticed, some of the things I have talked about, the things that bring me joy, my newborn, he brings me joy. My son, my husband, me, I bring me joy. Me being happy brings me joy. So that's the stuff that's in my stories. That's the stuff that's in my newsfeed. That's what you're going to get from me. Because I made a decision. Certain things I don't want to talk about, y'all. I talk about them privately with my husband, but I'm not going to talk about them publicly. I don't want to give certain things certain energy, right? So I just wanted to put that out there that some of y'all are giving the wrong things too much of your energy. And what you give power to must grow. My girl Aisha always says this: what you give power to must grow. So if you're always posting about people dying and you're always posting about stressed out, you're going to keep being stressed out and stuff, because life is like, oh, she likes that because she always talks about it. Me, I like being happy. I like my I love my children. I love my family. I love life, and I love money. I talk about things like that. Now I talk about money in my Facebook group. I don't talk about it in my public feed, but those are things I talk about, right? And life gives me more of that. So before I start giving you guys just some tips, because some people's like, Shalina, give us some tips. I don't mind doing it. Let me just give you a great example of how your mind, your body, and your spirit works, right? When I got pregnant and like I was up at night with insomnia or whatever, and my son was kicking me in my ribs, I used to go on Instagram. And when I first started going back to Instagram and I went to the explore page, it was garbage. It was about stuff that I didn't care about. Like, I don't really care about all those celebrities and this and that. I didn't care. I wanted to hey Katia, I cared more about the babies, right? So I'm pregnant. I care about baby stuff. But you know what I had to do physically? And this is what you have to do in life with your mindset. You have to start curating a better mindset. Somebody write down curate, Curate. You have to go out into the world, go out into your life, start cherry picking what you want to focus on. Start cherry picking what you want to think about. Stop letting life just dictate to you what you're going to think about, what your conversation is going to be. Stop it. Start becoming a curator instead of a garbage man where you just pick up anything that's thrown out there to you. It's your mind, it's your psyche, it's your mental health. Start being a curator. All right, so I don't know who this is on Facebook. They said curate. Hey, Diamond J, she said curate. And yes, you got to become a curator. A curator goes out and say, all right, what's the mission? What do we want? What's the theme? What do we want to do? Oh, so if you're an entrepreneur and you want to be encouraged about your business, one, you can start actually in IG, in the explore page, start typing in pages that encourage you as an entrepreneur mentally, right? There are pages like that. Then start following actual business pages who give great information. Then you type that stuff and find different hashtags, right? Just find different sayings, right? And at the time I was interested in baby stuff. So I was typing like beautiful brown baby boy. I knew I was having a boy. I was typing in gender reveals, the stuff I was interested in. And within a week and a half, when I went back to my Instagram, my Explorer page reflected what I had curated, what I went out into the IG space and I told it I cared about. So I had some business stuff in there because that's what I was interested in. I had like gender reveal stuff in there. I had baby info. So when you go to my Explorer page, That's what I care about. I want to see beautiful kids, and I don't care about these celebrities and their body. I didn't care about that, but that was what was on my explore page. Why? Because IG was like, well, we thought this what you were interested in. And let me tell you how life does you. Life will be like, well, I thought, I ain't know you really wanted a relationship. I ain't know you really wanted a man. Like, because you know, your mama say men ain't nothing, and you really believe it, and you ain't never really have a relationship. So, you know, I'm not going to feed you good ideas about men. I'm going to let you, men are dogs. And it creates this loop, and life begins to curate a whole bunch of stuff for you. You got to go in there and be like, whoa, ho, 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 ho. I don't care about this, but it responds to you. What are you thinking about? What are you brave enough to think about, right? And then you just, I don't care about that. I want to do that. So think about curating. What are you curating in your life mentally? Are you always, every time somebody talk to you, you got a joy lux? It's like, oh, woe is me, and this what happened, and he did me wrong, or she did me like, is that your life is going to give you more that what you glorify, you magnify. It gets bigger and bigger, right? All right. So how many of you are, oh, hey, Erica. Hey, Erica. Katia is saying you speaking the truth, facts. Yep, hashtags are very good. Start becoming proactive. And even with Facebook, when it comes to your ads, you tell Facebook what you're interested in. And after a while, they will listen, right? But remember, they give you things based upon things you've liked, things you've looked at. So it's not like it just came from out of nowhere. And some of the thoughts, some of y'all thinking like all men are dogs. That didn't just come from nowhere. You might have grew up around women who got dogs and they put it in you, all men are dogs. So it's not like it comes from nowhere. It comes from somewhere, but you had the power to change. You are a curator, right? So I said, okay, all right. So I also see people like one of my good friends, a friend from college. She said, you know, I woke up this morning, I felt terrible. Like I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. How many of you, hey, Coach Tawana, hey, Anna, and my friend said, you ever feel like you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed? I don't know how many times I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, tried to go back to sleep, and it was still the wrong side of the bed, right? And here's the deal. There's a book I want you all to get your hands on, but the way that the book, how you should read it, it'll take you a while to get to this passage, but it's still worth reading. This is The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, and the book is divided into scrolls, and this is scroll number 6, and it's called Today. It's called Today I Will Be the Master of My Emotions. Too many of you are not the master of your emotions. You're not the curator of your thoughts. We already discussed being a curator. You just let your thoughts run wild and just think any old thing. You never take the time out. What do you want? Do you want to think about good credit? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to have a healthy marriage? Do you want to have a healthy relationship? Are you interested in becoming pregnant? Are you interested in bettering your health? Start telling life. That's what I'm interested in. Do this. Go into IG and start using hashtags and typing in things, searching for things you really care about. And then when you find those posts, like them and comments on them. Do that for a week. Watch your whole explore page reflect your thoughts. That's how life is, right? So let's talk about this. I woke up this morning, Shalene, and I felt like crap. How many of you have ever, when you wake up, you feel like crap, right? And you just like, man, I just feel terrible. That I woke up feeling terrible, and I got in it's nothing like getting in the shower feeling terrible, because when you get in the shower, you should feel good, right? You in the shower, you feel terrible. You get out, you don't want to go to work, you don't want to start your day. Everything is horrible. How many of you ever had those? I used to have those. Let me tell you, I used to go through the ringer, but I had to become a warrior. Some of you have to become mental warriors. A warrior is not a punk. A warrior will fight. We have to learn how to fight. And in this book, he teaches you how to fight. But when I first read this book, and in the book, he wants you to read the same scroll once a day or twice a day for 30 days in a row, right? I still didn't quite get it, because you have to live this. You have to practice this every single day, right? So someone said, yes, the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. Yes. So this is scroll 6. It says, I will be master of my emotions. And he says, today I will be master of my emotions. And how will I master my emotions so that every day is a happy day and a productive one? Did you know you can have a happy and a productive day every day? Like, you create that. My mentor says, things don't make me happy. I create happy things. I want somebody to type that in there. Say, I create happy things. Things don't make me happy. I create happy things. I had to remind myself of that today, because I'm in a space of my life where I'm like, I am really happy. Like, I often cry. I don't know if it's postpartum, the emotions I'm feeling, but I look at my beautiful son. I look at my husband. I look at my home. I look at my son. I'm happy. And I was like, God, I'm so happy. And I remember my mentor's words. No, 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 no. You created this happiness. I chose to work on my relationship at the time with my then boyfriend. And we got married, and we continue to work on marriage. We chose to create a family. And with my son, I chose those things. So you create your happiness. You create things that make you happy. Things don't make you happy, right? Anna, you gotta get the honey. This gonna change your mind. Yes, Diamond says, I create happy things. Things don't make me happy. I create happy things. Yes. Anna says, you deserve all the happiness in the world. You know what, Anna? I deserve all the happiness I can create, because we create our happiness, right? So he says, how will I master my emotions every day so every day is happy and productive, right? He says, I will learn the secret of the ages. Please listen. If you're listening, type listen in the comments, right? He says, I will learn the secret of the ages. Weak, WEAK, is he who permits, allows his thoughts to control his actions. Strong is he who forces his actions to control his thoughts. Listen. Anna said, listen. Erica said, listen. He said, weak is he who permits, allows, gives space to. You allow your thoughts to control your actions. You let your thoughts run the day. So you're the person who gets up in the morning, you're feeling groggy. Oh my God, I feel terrible. I don't know. I'm not doing as well as I could. And so you allow your emotions to run the day. That's weak. Mind you, when I was reading this at first, I didn't really get it. Even the Bible says faith comes by hearing and hearing of the word. You got to keep hearing and doing, right? But he says, strong is he who forces. Remember, so we got to be a warrior. You got to force the issue sometimes, right? And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you how you force the issue. Because I'm going to tell you what he say. Let me tell you what I do, right? So he said, you got to force your actions to control your thoughts. So some days you're like, let's just say you plan to have a party for your child. And y'all been working on it, but when you get up that morning, it's like, whatever. And then it's like, man, I don't even feel like this. And then the in-laws gonna be there. And you're weak if you allow that to drag on you're weak. You're weak mentally and emotionally. You're strong if you say, you know what? I've been planning this day for my child. My child is special. I want my child to feel good. God, I don't feel good today. I feel like crap. I don't even want to get out of this bed. But your word says the joy of the Lord is my strength. God, I need you today. I don't feel good. I don't feel good today. I need your strength, because I got to show up. The world will look at me and say, she's so pathetic. She's admitting to being weak. But the word says, let the weak say I'm strong. But I'm admitting, God, I need you. I don't feel like this today. But I remember your word says the joy of the Lord is my strength. I remember you said that, Lord, you know, those who you keep me in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. God, you know, I don't feel like it. My body is hurt, but I know that you're a healer. And you know what, God, things ain't how I want them to be, but I thank you. That's gratitude. Next thing you know, all those burdens are lifted, and then you going about and you gave your child the best party ever. You could take a child's party, replace it with work, replace it with business. That's how you become a warrior. every day. You think I wake up every day feeling good? No, I don't. Especially now, there are days my son keeps me up, but it's like, it's my baby keeping me up, right? That's what I prayed for. So that's what forcing is like. You force your actions. It's like, I don't feel like it, but let me put one foot in front of the other. I don't feel like working out, but let me tie my shoe. Let me put my tights on. Let me just get to going. Because see, the problem is we think that we have to feel good in order to take good action. No, there are going to be times you're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel weak. And you're going to really have to call on God or whatever. You're going to have to get yourself together and do it anyway. And it's like, after you do it, it's like, do the thing and you shall have power, right? That's what it is, right? Then he says, each day when I awaken, and this is what people don't get, right? Each day when I awaken, I will follow this plan of what? Battle. I will follow this plan of battle before I am captured. Captured is I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You captured. The negative forces done got you already, girlfriend, boyfriend, right? This is before I am captured by the forces of sadness, self-pity, and failure. You ever wake up and you just be sad for no reason? Then you start having a pity party. Then and it's like you could achieve the greatest thing of your life, but then it's like, you ever notice after you achieve something great, the next day you feel like crap? Oh, they was waiting for you on the side of their bed. They were waiting, and because you don't know how to battle, because you're not aware, you allow them to capture you. Me now, I'm like, girlfriend been captured for far too long, too many times. You ain't get me this time, right? So this is why some of you who follow me and my stories, I'm singing and I'm dancing. This is why, right? So if this is good to anybody, type good in the comments, right? He says, if I feel depressed, I will sing. You ain't got to sound good, but when you're feeling depressed, sing. It's hard to keep feeling sad when you sing a song that feels good or it touches your heart, right? Then he says, if I feel sad, I will laugh. I stay laughing. I look for something to laugh at every day. My friends call me and say, Shalita, I got a good laugh for you. And in my news feed, I'm always laughing because laughing is part of my armor. It combats sadness, right? Then, all right. So Anna said, good. Diamond J said, good, right? Then he says, if I feel ill, I will double my labor. A lot of people said to me after I had my son, you're doing too much. Or why don't you sit yourself down? Or why don't you do? And I'm like, listen, y'all are not me. You don't live in my life. You don't know my lifestyle. But also, I don't want to be in pain. So because I didn't want to be in pain, I was moving. And then as soon as I could dance, I love to dance. I'm going to dance. I don't care what you say. I know what limits, but I was doing that because I didn't want to be in the bed in pain. So if you feel ill sometimes y'all just keep pushing yourself, but within reason, right? You keep pushing yourself and you realize how strong you are. Then he says, if I feel fear, oh my gosh, especially for a lot of my entrepreneurs, if I feel fear, I will plunge ahead. Now, Anna Cannon, she's a former client. I met her earlier this year. She became a client, and I remember I was like, Anna, you have such a magnetic personality. She was doing these videos. I said, why don't you go live? She was like, I go live with other people. I'm like, no, but you yourself can do it. And Anna was like, oh my gosh, she is such an amazing student and client. She would just do it. And this is what a lot of y'all who sit back and play Monday morning quarterback, or you hate on people from the sidelines, or you look and say, oh, that's so easy. Things like going live, a lot of us are introverts. It doesn't always feel good. And in the beginning, it's scary because it's you talking to other people. This is not easy, but I've done it so much, I make it look easy. But Anna pushed herself and she was like sick. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. I said, do it. The more you do it, the more people are going to see you. They're going to see what I see. You're going to get sales. Anna was like, Hey, college success professor. She was like, be afraid and do it anyway. And here's the beauty. Give yourself grace. You don't have to be perfect, but there's so many people out there who are not doing it. The fact that you're doing it and you're getting better and you have a support system. And Anna says, I am so happy I did it with your help. Anna did it. She got featured in the magazine. She's getting clients. She just let me know the other day. She made 4 sales the other night in her sleep. And she was happy about that. But Anna will tell you, Anna, weren't you afraid to go live? A lot of people, you guys, are afraid to go live. A lot of these entrepreneurs you see, that's not them. They're pushing themselves. A lot of entrepreneurs are introverts and they're pushing themselves to be on, I used to feel uncomfortable putting myself on a flyer. I'm like, ew. So they're putting themselves out there. So it says, if I feel fear, I will plunge ahead. Because see, we give fear a bad rep. Fear can just be an excitement you have, like, oh my God, right? But we're like, oh no, I'm feeling a fear. I shouldn't do it. Become a daredevil. Feel the fear and just do it anyway, right? And then this is something that I'm going to start encouraging my clients to do. The L&W Club. Be loud and wrong. Don't be afraid to be loud and wrong at times. Okay. I grew up in elementary school and we had this choir director, Miss Thomas, and she would get on us like, you're loud and wrong when we would sing the wrong note and we'd be loud. That's actually not good advice for a kid, because for one, if we're singing it loud, that means we have enthusiasm and we're in it. We just didn't get the right note, but for you to yell at us, it'll make us shut down. But no, be loud and wrong. In this society, nobody really knows what they're doing. Especially in entrepreneurship, especially in online entrepreneurship. Like when I say nobody really knows what they're doing, there's no manual for this. There's no certification for this. People are being creative, thinking on the fly and just doing it. So don't be afraid to be loud and wrong, as long as you are course correcting. My mama says it's not wrong to be wrong. It's just wrong to stay wrong. So once you realize, oop, that didn't quite work, course correct and do something different. But don't be afraid to be the L&W crew. So what? Because the people who work to get it right, they're the ones who end up making all the money. Believe me. Anna was like, yes. Anna was scared. She says, gotta keep moving through the fear. Diamond Jet says, I'm a trendsetter. I started doing it and others started filling their stories up of happy things. Good. So she said she started filling her stories up, right? So feel the fear and plunge ahead anyway, right? Instead of seeing fear as a red light, see it as a green light, right? Then it says, if I feel inferior, a lot of us feel inferior, like so-and-so is better than me, so-and-so is prettier than me, so-and-so has a bigger marketing budget than me, so-and-so is more popular than me, so-and-so, whatever. They have a college education. I don't, whatever. If you feel inferior, it says, I will wear new garments. Let me tell you, the other day when I woke up, if you've ever had kids, maybe you haven't, that postpartum depression is a real thing. And I'm like on guard, right? But I woke up feeling horrible because I have like the incision, and I was having a conversation with someone yesterday about the incision. And some days, that incision will tear your heart out. It'll tear your heart out because sometimes the moisture between the skin flaps, it can have an odor, and you think everyone can smell it, and they really can't. Because I talked to someone, she said, girl, I thought everybody could smell. I said, me too. But anyway, it could just do something on you, like, oh my gosh, am I healing? Then you're feeling bad. You know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed up. I'm gonna put on my little short shorts, because I like my little short shorts, right? They're not booty shorts, but I like my little short shorts. I'm gonna put on my top, and I'm gonna do my hair, and I felt good. Some of y'all, you can tell when you're feeling down. You can tell when you're out of sorts because you look it. You look a hot mess. And I'm just saying, dress yourself up. Like, be pretty for you. You ain't got to be beat whatever pretty is. Some of y'all just combing your hair, brushing your hair right, but put on new garments. Make you feel good. You represent how you want to feel. If you ever feel inferior, do that. Because a woman who looks good, honey, she feels good. Anakin is like so true, right? So if you feel uncertain, he says, I will raise my voice. And a lot of times, especially as women, like if we are uncertain about something or whatever, we tend to like cower, not ask questions. And I'm learning to find my voice. If it's something I don't agree with, or I don't like, I use wisdom, but I'll speak up, excuse me, like, could you explain this to me? Or what exactly do you mean by that? Because this is what I thought it was. And you can start as simple as, like, if you go to the restaurant, like I went to IHOP, they have these glorious pancakes with like caramel on them. Oh my God, it's so good. Well, I go all around the city getting them, and they're pretty good. My husband and I. And my husband started getting them, so they're good. He's following after me. But when I went to this other place, I'm like, oh my God, these are horrible. They don't even look the same. So I'm on this thing, and I'm explaining it later, where I'm on a no complaints. I don't verbally complain about stuff. I may think about, I don't verbally complain. And it's actually been working out for me, right? I'm explaining it. But I spoke up like, These are not right. And it just feels good to just be able to speak up. But if you're uncertain, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, can you explain that? It's okay to say, well, what exactly do you mean by that? All right. So it's okay. So if you agree, type it's okay. Meaning it's okay to ask questions if you don't know. You're not stupid because you don't know. If you're uncertain, raise your voice. Excuse me. All right. And it says, I started to get ready for the day and it made a huge difference in my mood. Yes, yes, yes. Right. And then this one says, ooh, if I feel poverty, I will think of wealth to come. Let me tell y'all something. I have really revolutionized my relationship with money. And this year, I've taken on credit, becoming more responsible with credit. Like since I guess it was February or January. No, since December, I have not paid interest. What is it? Finance charges on my credit because I pay off my credit bill every month. That's something I had to learn to do, right? But when it comes to money, y'all, I'm like, I try to eliminate expensive. I can't afford it. I don't have a relationship with money. It's like, what's going on? What is it? Okay, fine. But I love the relationship I'm having with money. But if you like, I don't feel like I will ever be broke again. Ever. I know how to create money. I know how to generate money. God has told me in Deuteronomy 8:18, He's given me the power to create wealth. Okay, like nah, become more resourceful. But don't y'all ever sit here and think that you're a child of the king. He owns a cattle on 1,000 hill. Okay, he will never leave you nor forsake you. Seriously. Some of y'all need to become more resourceful. You're so used to putting your hand out and people putting stuff in your hand. You're so used to praying for God to give you a table instead of God, show me how to work with this piece of wood you gave me. Those are the people who earn money and get along in this world. But I had to change. I had to become more responsible, paying my bills on time, right? Making sure my credit is good. Not letting money burn a hole in my pocket, building up my accounts. You begin to develop a better relationship with money and you'll never be broke. So never let poverty. Y'all need to start watching your language. So someone recently, I told people, I said, you know what? Because my little son Jojo, he's been kicking our butt, right? And I said, y'all, I put a crazy picture of James Brown with his mugshots up. It was really funny because it really represented how I was feeling. But I was like, I need thoughts, prayers, and a full body massage. And one of my clients, a woman who saw the post, said, you know what? I'm a licensed masseuse, and her credentials. She's like, let me know if you need a massage. And I'm like, how am I going to take the time out to do that? But one of my clients was in the comments too. And unbeknownst to me, she contacted the woman and said, I want to pay for Shalina to have a full body massage. And it was crazy because my client paid for it in full. She paid for it. And the woman said, Shalina, somebody just paid for your massage. When do you want it? And because I understand money and how it works, money must circulate. Stop. Reverend Ike says, stop saying you spend money because when you spend it, it's gone. Say circulate. I need some of you to write circulate in the comments. This is so key, right? Circulate. So Anna says, I started to get ready for the day. She's like, it's okay, right? It's okay. So write circulate in the comments. Stop spending money and start circulating. I said, oh crap. Since she invested in me, my client invested in me, no strings attached, I must circulate that money and keep it going. So I said, well, since she blessed me, I'm going to bless someone else with this full body massage. And one of my old childhood friends, her sister just passed away last week from cancer. She was in the comments like, I could sure use a massage. I said, bingo, there you go. So now I'm going to invest in my friend. Because money must circulate. Money must circulate. You got to circulate, y'all. And the crazy thing is, after I did that for my friend, just doing it, I received a huge, a huge affiliate check, almost $2,300. It must circulate. Too many of you are just, and it's like circulate. I'm telling you, think of water, got to circulate. Too many of you, you just spend it, and that's it. Circulate your money. Somebody does something nice for you, you circulate it. Or if you just want to be a blessing to somebody, there was somebody, one of their parents died, and I just said, what's your cash app? And I just put some money there. right? Because I just want to be a blessing. And I know it's going to come back, but y'all got to start circulating money and watch more money come to you. Stop spending money and start circulating, right? So you should never feel poverty. Then he says, if I feel incompetent, a lot of times we feel like I don't measure up, I don't, whatever. So he says, remember your past. Some of you are brilliant. You've done amazing things in the past. You've accomplished amazing things in the past. As I like to say, you got to read your own resume sometimes and remember, wow, I did that. And if I did it before, I can do it again. Or God did that for me. If he did it before, he can do it again. Sometimes you got to be reminded of that, right? But how many of you knew that all of these things were waiting to catch you? How many of you knew that depression was waiting at the side of your bed? Sadness, illness, fear, inferiority, uncertainty, poverty, and incompetency. They all waiting for you to wake up. And I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No, one or a few of these captured you and they got you locked up in bed, got your mind locked up and everything. Because you don't know the antidote. You feeling depressed, you feeling sad. Sing. You don't have to let things linger and control you. You don't. But I'm telling you, you got to do this on a daily basis. And it doesn't feel good, right? So then you got to get the book for him to and then he says, listen, if I feel insignificant, sometimes we could just feel like we don't matter, right? If you feel insignificant, remember your goals, the things that God placed on your heart to do. He gave them to you because he knew that you can do them, and you're special, and only you can do it the way that you can do it. And people are waiting on you. So you do matter. Your story does matter. Your voice does matter. Stop thinking you don't matter, because you do. You had no idea all this stuff was waiting for you on the side of the bed, right? So he tells you what to do, right? And I do these things, but I kind of do some other things, right? And also on the other side of the page, he was like, let me just read this to y'all. This book is so good, y'all. And it says, wow, I've never looked at it like that. I'm really working on my money mindset. Yes, you got to work on that money mindset. He says, henceforth, I will know that only those with inferior ability can always be at their best, and I am not inferior. There will be days when I must constantly struggle against forces which would tear me down. There are days you're going to have to struggle. You're going to have to battle with these things. But the thing is, we're not just gonna let it capture. It's like, I ain't going down without a fight now. I ain't no chump. You ain't gonna chump me, you know? But you're aware now, and you know. You don't have to let sadness linger. You don't have to. I'm not saying you're not gonna experience it, but you don't have to let it control you. I used to let it control me for months. And it wreaked havoc on my productivity, on my business, on my money, right? And then things in my life. Then he says, those such as despair and sadness are simple to recognize, but there are others which approach with a smile and a hand of friendship, and they can also destroy me. Against them too, I must never relinquish control. You cannot relinquish control of your mental and your emotional. You cannot. You can't really, I'm gonna fight you for it. I'm just not gonna let you just take my piece, right? And I'm telling you, get this book. It is called The Greatest Salesman in the World. Is the scroll mark number 6, right? So it's called I Will Be Master My Emotions. So let me just tell you some quick things that I've learned to do and where I've picked them up from. So when I get up in the morning, and I learned this from Wayne Dyer. He was like, before your feet touch the floor, as you're laying in the bed, come up with 10 things that you're grateful for. It may seem, and when people say, oh, be grateful, gratitude, people think gratitude is like wimpy. Gratitude is powerful. It can move mountains and it can make millions, because gratitude opens up your mind and your thought process and stuff. Gratitude is no joke. He said, before your 2 feet touch the floor, I want y'all to practice this tomorrow morning when you get up. He said, before your 2 feet touch the floor, when you're laying in bed, come up with 10 things you're grateful for. 10. It could be like my mom, my dad, my cat, my whatever. 10 things. Do you know how hard it is to count to 10 when you first wake up? It's hard. Oh, what? 8, 2, 3. It's kind of hard, right? So it's like cognitively you get it together, right? But count 10 things. And it's like in your mind, like silently. Do you know how hard that is? This is like, oh, wait, hold up. Mary, wait. But you learn to do it. Then your feet touch the floor. And I started doing that, y'all, and it makes a difference. So it's gratitude, right? Then the other thing is, some of y'all, you need to start keeping a journal. right? It could be something as small like this at the dollar store. It don't matter. And what I started doing, and I did it for 30 days at first. And I got this from Earl Nightingale. And he was like, for 30 days, you want to write down, I did 20 things that I'm grateful for. And then I had 5 money earning ideas. If you're an entrepreneur, 5 money earning ideas, or if you're like you're working or whatever goal you have, 5 things you can do to get you closer to your goal. You want to do that in the morning. And all them 20 things you're grateful for going to kick your butt. You'll be like, I do 20. But once you start getting into the flow, something magical is going to happen. And what's going to happen is you're going to start being thankful for things that haven't manifested yet. But you feel it in your spirit. Like one time I wrote down in 2015 that I wanted to meet Iyanla Vanzant. And I wrote in my gratitude journal, I am thankful that I met Iyanla Vanzant. And then I wrote so much, I didn't write I'm thankful for. I would just write stuff down like, okay, I met Iyanla Vanzant. I didn't meet that. Like I didn't even know where it came from. My hand just was writing. I met Iyanla Vanzant or whatever. Don't you know, later that week, an associate at the time, she was like, Shalina, I have free tickets to see Iyanla Vanzant. She's coming to Philly. Do you want some? I ended up sitting on that woman's lap. I have the picture to prove it. I sat on Iyanla's lap and she snapped the picture with the group and I'm on her lap, literally. So don't tell me the power of this and what it can't do. I did my first 6 figures doing this. So a journal, 20 things you're grateful for. Do this for 30 days. Then you get into the 5 ideas. A lot of times, many of us aren't as successful in and not only that, successful in anything, but your mind isn't really fine-tuned because you're thinking on junk. Remember we talking about the curators in the beginning? You're thinking on junk. So those 5 ideas keep you mentally alert. And if you're an entrepreneur, they keep you thinking about ways to earn money. And if you're working on a goal, it keeps you thinking about ways to get better. You have to begin to fine tune your mind. Because when you ever notice when you're thinking about a goal or you're working on something, you don't have time to think about Raymond. You don't have time to think about your failures. You don't have time to think about what people said to you because you're working towards something. Your mind must be working towards something. You got to give it something worthy to work towards. I'm telling you, do this for 30 days. Your mind will be blown. Do it for 90. You will change your life. It's telling you. You will write things down and before you know it, they will manifest. I'm telling you, that's the power of gratitude. And it's good stuff. Y'all got to begin to read good stuff. Listen to good people. Tuning in. Start curating your mind because only the mentally strong will survive in this day and time. Only the mentally strong will survive on your job. Only the mentally strong will survive in entrepreneurship. Only the mentally strong will survive in marriages, in parenthood. And then if you pray, read your Bible, like I'm telling you, y'all, you have to do this. Be careful about the energy y'all put out. I know that you might have loved that person or so-and-so died, but why you got to be CNN? Why you got to be the nightly news letting everybody know? You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Because guess what? Like, oh, she's doing such a great job being the nightly news, just broadcasting everything bad. We're going to keep giving her bad stuff to broadcast. I'm like that witch from the what was it called? The Wiz. Don't bring me no bad news. Look, listen, no, that ain't what time I'm on now. So I just wanted to encourage you all. I just wanted to share this about being mentally strong and being mentally tough. And this is an everyday walk. Are you going to get it right? No, like I was just having such a beautiful time this evening, right? With my husband and my son. I just look at my baby like, oh my gosh, like, we created that. Like, it's just amazing, right? I look at my son KC, see him growing up. And then don't you know, me and my husband got into a little tiff over parallel parking. I don't know what it is. Since I had my baby, I can't parallel park anymore. And I get nervous, like I'm gonna hit the other person's car. And then me and him and I had to check myself. But that's emotional maturity and mental maturity, right? You end up, so every day is not perfect. And I'm not even trying to put off anything perfect, y'all. I give y'all the real, right? So I just wanted to encourage you all, be encouraged. Y'all are amazing, but you got to take control of your mental capabilities. You are stronger than you think. You're stronger than you know. And I'm not saying don't see a therapist. I believe in all of that. At the end of the day, however, it's still up to you what you decide to curate in your mind. It's still up to you which thoughts you decide to think. It's still up to you. So why not help yourself? I don't know if I have any more comments. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, go right ahead and ask me a question. Do I see? Oh, okay, okay. So Anna says, thank you for this word needed. You're welcome, Anna. Anna, can you put your website down so people can check you out? Because you are amazing. Check out Anna. Anybody else want to put your website out there so people can see? Oh, Anna, you're on YouTube. That's where Anna found me, on YouTube. She found me on YouTube. So how fitting. So Anna, if you can put your website down so they can check you out, your online school and your other one, that would be good. Anyone else want to put your website out there so other people can support you and see what you have going on? And I thank y'all so much for just listening, for tuning in and for listening. And what works for me may not work for you, but I like to give people at least a guide. And then you kind of, figure out, what works for you. I give you a recipe, a general basic recipe. You put your own flair on it. That's what it's about. So as I'm waiting for you guys to put your websites up there, we can find you, or I would appreciate that. Anybody have any questions? The book I referenced was called The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. This is such a great book. And I'm telling you, it's one you read every day. You keep reading it over and over and over again, right? Keep reading it over again. And so maybe one day this week, I'll tell you about how to mentally check yourself, because I had to mentally check myself today. I had to mentally check myself. And once you do things like learn how to mentally check yourself, you become so powerful. You become powerful. You want to know why? Because people don't have control over you. They can't provoke you. And it's like you can't be powerful. Hey, Ann. Ann says, good to see you. Hey, Ann. Does anybody want to put their website up there? Don't be shy. If you do, go ahead and put it up there. So, I just thank you all so much. It's going to give people a little more time to if they want to put their websites up there. I wanted to flash that. I just want to let y'all know I'm feeling so much better since I had a baby. Tomorrow, technically today is 12:01. So I had my son 4 Thursdays ago, which is 4 weeks ago, but he turns 1 month old on Sunday. And I tell you, my mind and my mental my thoughts and stuff, it's all coming back to me, because I was in the fog. I was like, how did I even manage, right? But it's all coming back to me. I can't wait to get back to work. I'm coming back to work in like the middle of July, because I'm spending time with my baby. All right, so is this Erica? Erica says, I will be starting the Women's Wealth LAB on July 1st, alternative investment club for women. Register here. Is that Erica? So check out the Women's Wealth LAB. It starts on July the 1st. It's an alternative investment club for women. Definitely, we will check that out. And so that's Erica Neville. All right, so I'm going to put that back up there. Anna, do you want to share your website? Anybody else want to share your website or something you're working on? Now is the time to do it. All right. So you guys, I'm so excited about just my son being a new mom all over again. I really felt like I've been given a second chance at that, and I feel so good. So Erica says legacy and abundance building, that's very, very important. So having great credit, saving your money, learning how to make money, but then investing money and learning how to multiply money is just as important. So definitely want to check that out. So once again, go to bit.ly/women's wealth lab. All right, Anna, do you want to put your website up there, Anna? Thank you, Ann Bray. Anna, hurry, put your website up there. They can check you out. You're welcome. So thank you so much, you guys. I just been it's amazing in life how you can just grow and mature. And you know what, you guys, you can grow and mature at your own rate. You can grow faster than what people think. It's not up to people. It's not up to people how quickly you can become successful, how fast. It's not up to them. It's totally up to you. Okay, you guys. So I don't know if it's Anna going to share her. If I had your website, Anna, it's annacannon.com. Isn't this one? www.annacannon.com. All right. So I know that's one of her websites, annacannon.com. Check her out. She says, LOL, you won't be here long. This past my bedtime. Yes. But I had to hop on here. Yep, there's Anna. So it's Anna Canna. Anna Cannon's website. Check her out. Follow her on IG. She's amazing on IG. She's a great tips, great stories and reels and videos and stuff. I still have to do that stuff, Anna. She taught me how to do that. You're welcome. You're welcome, Anna. All right, you guys. It is 12:03 a.m. And this is past my bedtime. I'm usually in bed by 10:30 now because the baby's in bed. I'm in bed, but I'm usually in bed about this time. But I wanted to share. All right, you guys. I love you all. Please like, comment, and share this, you guys. And I will see you all on the other side. Okay, you guys. I love you and have a great night. Bye-bye.